Hey everybody, Shane here, daily-astrocat.com, and welcome to Daily Astrocat. It's your source for all things astrology, right? Astrology on a daily basis, though, not sun sign based, is moon sign based. So let's go. Anyway, hey, today the moon is going to enter Taurus at 2:35 a.m. That's pretty cool, right? We got our sun in Aries, entered there yesterday. So we've got our spring season starting. The astrological year is just beginning. So really at the beginning of it. Mars and Jupiter perfect their trine, 120 degrees of active goodness around the house mostly at 8:01 p.m. today. And the moon is also sextile Mercury. And this is the first aspect that Mercury is going to be having since Mercury turned direct yesterday at 3:33 in the afternoon. So today has a very productive and positive feel to it. Yeah, I hope you can feel it. I hope you can hear it in my voice, too. This is the time to get out and begin looking for projects to complete in and around the home. Look, we may have already been thinking this way thanks to the Mars-Jupiter trine. Now we have Mercury in dreamy Pisces moving forward. Yeah, so if we can dream it, we could probably do it, but we need to... We're going to be doing it intuitively, right? It's not going to be something you can really logically say. If you want this, you got to go for it. If you feel it, you got to do it. Even with some of the instability and stuff like that that's around, chances are you're in a position where you've seen some abundance start to show up and come through, and you're going to be able to put that into your house, and you're going to have that abundance return to you in ways that are very enjoyable and very palpable. Because that's what we really want to do. We want to set ourselves up so that we make things easier for ourselves and make things more efficient. It's an important Aries thing, that efficiency and just being ready to go. Now, I realize that things are still up in the air, okay? But you know what? We have more resources than what we think. And what's making me think this way? Mars-Jupiter trine. Now, there are some things in this world, that's happening out there, say like in the Middle East and stuff like that, that's causing people, some people, red flags, yellow lights, caution, right? Blinking yellow. We're just kind of like taking it easy. Now, notice that I say some, because not everybody's thinking that way, and not everybody's going to react that way either. It's not... The effect of such a thing so far has not really had broad-reaching results to date. Now, that could change, but we just don't know. However, the astrology supports abundance and moving forward. And honestly, that's what we're doing. And maybe part of your calling for this year is to actually get involved and help to bring those situations to more of a resolution, right? Or to be able to affect some other things. That's a good point too. So, look, there's new pathways that are being constructed. There's some amazing creative energy that we're starting to enter into, and we're going to be entering into very quickly. And that's where these new pathways are being exposed. So today's keyword is spring. As in spring the season, as in springing forward, as in just a spring. Maybe we're drinking from a different spring. Maybe that spring of abundance is starting to percolate up through the rocks. That's a good point too. And the color is fresh green sprouts on the outside. I'm thinking here skunk cabbage. That's one of my favorite new things. It's one of my favorite things to see. You're driving along, you see a little stream there through the woods. You start seeing little green shoots come up from it. Around here, it's usually skunk cabbage. Just don't step on it, okay? Because that way you'll break it, and then you'll know how it got its name. All right. So Aries season gets off to a bold start today with the moon in Taurus. Objectives, once we fix upon them, and they're going to be pursued, and they're going to be pursued doggedly, because that's what Taurus does. It just fixes its mind on something and it pursues it. The plan is to see everything through. In other words, whatever you're going to start doing today, see it through. Get it done. Make your objectives. Make it happen. Long-term plans, you're best setting them today. You're best saying, like, look, I'm going to do this. Let's do this. Let's commit to doing something, right? There are some business opportunities that are arising for our side hustles. Now, even those are morphing and shifting. Before, when the sun was in Pisces, we were intuitively adapting to whatever the newer arc was, because the opportunities are shifting. So we were like intuitively feeling it, right? But now that we're in Aries season, we can actually see that things are different. We've adapted how we've been doing some things to make up for that difference. But now we're going to be able to see it, recognize it, and plan for it, and come out with a way to make it work for us. Yes, that's what it is. That newer arc, we're going to make it work for us. The Mars-Jupiter trine keeps the focus on the home front. In other words, that the abundance that we're seeking, we're going to try to fulfill at home by making our lives at home that much better, more comfortable, more efficient, more beautiful, right? However, now, and believe me, I've made huge strides on this. So just for my own example, I've made some huge strides doing this just in the last couple of days, just making myself ready for some projects, to get ready to make the house more comfortable, to make it more efficient, right? And all of these things are along the lines of kind of expenditures. Now, the question is this: can we begin to shift our actions, that Mars-Jupiter trine, in a way to secure more financial abundance? Because that's another form of security, right? Security at home, and security as a base in the way of income. The Taurus moon gives us all that we may be needing to help us flip that Jupiter-Mars trine, the Mars-Jupiter trine, over to produce more income. That's right, because the Taurus moon can think that money way and be able to give us an opportunity to flip that, whether it's through additional income streams or the arrival of say, like your taxes. That's one way, but that point is immaterial. The fact is that we're beginning to work towards starting to step into more abundance, and really that's where we want to be going. This Taurus moon is here to help us do just that, all while enjoying what life has to offer. Now, later on, find a new dish to make tonight for dinner. Simple, right? That's something that we can do. Aries season loves this kind of exploration. It loves it. Just hey, we're going to find something different. Let's do it. Just so long as it doesn't take too long, because there's a lot of things to do in Aries. Impatient. Taurus, not so much. But remember, we're trying to balance a couple different energies here. We got that creative stuff coming up. So we want to make sure that we leave ourselves plenty of time to get the creative work done. So in 1804 on this date, the Napoleonic Code is adopted in France. Now, it's stresses clearly written and accessible laws. So, the Code Napoleon is basically the basis of our system of justice as well. It came about through after the French Revolution, and Napoleon was really the force that said, okay, we need a new set of laws that's going to not be so arbitrary. It arose out of that, out of the reign of terror in France that accompanied the revolution, and this was a way to just put down the laws and make sure that we had that trial, that proof, that everything, right? Now, that's an important thing. And our birth is Modest Mussorgsky. We're going to stay in Russia for this. We had Sergei Rachmaninoff yesterday. Today we have Mussorgsky. He's born in 1839. He died in 1881. A Russian composer. He's known for his Night on Bald Mountain, right? There's also a Boris Godunov that he did, and also the Pictures in an Exhibition, which is a staple in the modern repertoire. You hear it all the time on classical radio, and it's part of programs every year as far as symphony orchestra programs throughout the course of the symphony orchestra seasons. And he was born in Kirevo, Russia. And that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Podcast is really taking off. Spotify, I can't believe the kind of growth that we're starting to see over there. Like to see some more growth on Apple. They're just about half and half, right? They're neck and neck as far as podcast venues, right? It's Spotify and Apple, and sometimes Apple and Spotify. But there's also folks using it on other platforms as well. So it's available on all other platforms. Please get yourself there, subscribe, rate it, give it a 5, right? Love it. Anyway, speaking of 5s, today is actually better than a 5. It's a 6. That's all I have for you. Happy astrocatting.